Welcome to part 5 of my box fan build. I bought this retired U-Haul and I'm building it into my home. I'm focusing on functionality and utility first as opposed to luxury and glamour. My goal here is to build something sustainable. I plan on living in this for at least 10 years. I need it to be capable enough to allow me to explore as much of North America as possible and provide me with the ultimate freedom. I need it to be comfortable enough to give me a good quality of life. And I'd like for it to be off-grid enough for me to go out for 14 days at a time. If you haven't seen parts 1 through 4 yet, check out the playlist on my channel. In this video, I'm going to install the max fan on the roof and insulate everything. And then I'm going to mount wall studs so I can start working on the inside. In the next video, I'll show you the frame that my friend and I are going to build for the solar, and then I will start building the inside. I'm going to lay out all the components, figure out where they're going to go, and then build around them. I also have a window for the driver's side, which will go behind my kitchen counter. All right, now it's time to do the roof. I have 4 200-watt solar panels and this max fan. And I bought aluminum. I'm going to my friend's shop tomorrow. He's going to help me build a frame with this to mount the solar with. He's like way better at welding than I am, so we're going to build an aluminum frame and TIG it all together. I have this crazy idea to make the solar like tiltable, but we'll see if I do that. It's kind of a little ambitious. But the first thing I'm going to do before I can install the solar and do all that is get the max fan installed. I bought the top of the line max fan with the remote. I mostly bought it for the hood. I like the fact that you can run it while it's raining. I got the smoked hood as opposed to the white one, just because I like that better. I don't know. It'll allow sunlight to come through, but it'll be kind of tinted. If you've ever had a sunroof in your car, then you know that it can get pretty hot with light coming in like that. It's a pretty nice unit. Yeah, everybody online says they love theirs. A lot of people say that the circuit board goes bad eventually. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me, but I'll deal with it if it does. Comes with the remote. I think I'm going to mount this by my bed. That would be the time that I would want to adjust the fan without having to get up. So I bought this from a website called Camper Van HQ. If you have like a Sprinter or a Transit or like a ProMaster, they're the place to go. They got all kinds of cool stuff, but just for like those vans. And the reason I went with that website is it was like 40 bucks cheaper than Amazon. I paid $309 for this, which is a lot of money for a fan, but I got 4 of these panels. They're 200 watts each. I got them on Amazon. They're Wurchtay. Everybody's heard of that, right? What they advertise is their 22.8% efficiency. They're 9 bus bar. They are supposedly good for 80% or higher up to 25 years. And they're IP67 waterproof and impact resistant. They have MC4 cables. I have some extension cables and some 4-to-1 splitters that I'll be using to wire them with. I was looking at other brands. I considered the Renogy. They were about The Renogees were like $200 a piece. These I paid about $170 each, and then I had a $40 coupon off of one of them. So when I was ordering the solar panels, I measured the roof and I drew this. It's basically how I figured out how much solar I can actually fit on the roof of this thing. I went to Starlink's website, and they have like specifications for the RV roof mount dish that they now have, which is what I plan on getting. I measured the max fan and all the solar panels. I got their specs on Amazon, and this is what I came up with. So I'm going to take this drawing and the solar panels, I'm going to throw them up on the roof right now and lay them out, take some measurements, and mark out the hole that I'm about to cut for the fan. So now that I'm looking at like the total footprint of this solar and how big everything is, probably not gonna go with my whole making it tiltable plan. As cool as that would be, that's just too much. So they're gonna be flat mounted, but I mean, with 800 watts, I shouldn't have any issues. I also have a generator, a DC to DC charger, shore power. I mean, I've got other ways to charge my battery. All right, so got my lines marked out. I was scared for a second that my hole would have landed on a roof support, but it's right between two of them. It's perfect. All right, so now I'm going to take more measurements and make sure I got this thing as square as possible. All right, it's pretty straight. 42 and just under a quarter. Yep. That's it. Time to cut a hole in the van. How many giant holes have I cut in this van so far? 1, 2, like 5. This will be like number 5. Probably the smartest thing to do would be to drill 4 holes and then use the jigsaw. But this roof is so flimsy and loose. And if you've watched my other videos, then you probably can guess which tool I'm going to use. Grinder. Fucking extension cord. Ugh. Okay. Definitely need to like brace this hole with some wood or something underneath, because this metal is so thin. That is crazy. I think every other part of a U-Haul is built better than an RV except for the roof. It is just a thin, crappy sheet of thin aluminum. And I'm sure a cargo trailer is probably similar. All right. Hey, that's kind of cool. It sits lower than I thought it would, too. The roof on these things is 20 gauge aluminum. Super thin. So I need to reinforce that opening because I can't just have my fan flopping around on 20 gauge aluminum. So I decided once again I'm going to use the stuff I cut off the U-Haul. I kind of made a terrible looking rough mark with the Sharpie, and I'm just going to go for it. Should turn out all right if I'm careful. Okay, so I whipped up a little piece to go behind this under the roof, just to give it a little more support. Otherwise, this fan would just rip off at highway speeds. All right, this roof is filthy. I got a wet towel here just to get some of the dirt off. I swear, every time it rains, it just rains dirt. Have you ever owned a black car? Okay, so the plan, I don't really have one. I'm going to, oh, come on, there we go. I'm gonna drill holes through the aluminum, and then I'm gonna put this little piece underneath, and screw it to it. I got butyl tape, that same seam sealer that I've used on everything else in this project. Should be good. And I have the wrong drill bit. Damn it. Be right back. Okay. Drilling holes. Oh yeah. Okay. So the Max fan came with screws. I'm gonna go grab those real quick and a dry towel. Okay. Yeah, I'll just go for the butyl tape now. This is my third roll of this stuff since I've been doing this project. Do I put it on here or do I put it on the roof? What do you think? I'll put it on the roof. But I'm gonna do 2 layers of it. And I'm gonna kind of go over the edge, because why not? Wow, I need a new blade on this. That was not very good. I am just butchering this tonight. I have the flu, by the way. I think. My friend has the flu, and like 2 days after I hung out with them, I started feeling like crap. Yeah, it looks good. Not bad, not bad. This shit, no one's ever gonna see this. It's gonna be buried under foam and paneling. But I do feel better about it knowing that it's there. And since I am using that, I will go ahead and drop a screw. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use these longer screws. Should be fine. Okay. Here we go. Sweet. That one poked through more than this one did. There we go. I think my battery's dying. I charge my battery on this drill like once a month. Oh, you know what? The short screws are probably to screw the fan to this. That makes sense. I kind of got a feeling that this trim is going to just like crack one day. It looks like that plastic that turns yellow. I'm assuming it's PVC, but I don't know. I bet fans of lesser quality would. Wow, they give you the exact amount of screws you need. Which means I need to go get that one that I dropped. And I might as well change my battery and grab the fan and grab some urethane. Where is it? And I forgot the battery. Derp. There we go. Okay. Cut off all this excess butyl tape. You're probably screaming, no, leave it. I'm gonna caulk this with urethane. I don't know if I'm gonna do the screws though. Everybody does the screws. And then it just looks hideous. I mean, they are going through the butyl. I don't really see them leaking. I don't know. Should I caulk the screws? If I wasn't using the butyl, I probably would. The stuff reminds me of plumber's putty. I'm almost wondering if that's just what it is, too. If that's the case, then yeah, it definitely won't leak. I mean, you can have a sink full of water and that plumber putty will keep it in there. Alright, to put these screws on, it looks like I'm going to have to open the hood of the fan. I wonder how I should run these wires too. I don't know. They come out right there. Oh, I see. There's a little... Aha. Whoa, it's got like an Ethernet port on it. That's cool. I don't know why, but that's cool and weird at the same time. I do like that you can manually open the fan. It's like, man, if freaking circuit board went out or something. Okay. Yep. Got a max fan. Is it crooked? I don't think it's too bad. I'll go ahead and peel this off. I shouldn't, but I don't think I should also park it outside with this on. It'll just melt on there and be a damn mess. What the hell? Oh, ghetto. That's ghetto. Cool. Max fan is on. Cool. Did I scratch it already? Man, this thing's gonna be a scratched up frickin' mess. Drive under one tree. There goes your Max fan cover. I think I'm gonna caulk it another day. It is 11:30 at night. Yeah, that's good. I need some sleep. Before I caulk the fan and install it permanently, I've decided that now would be the best time to insulate the ceiling. So I'm gonna take some measurements real quick. I have 1-inch foam board for the ceiling. I'm gonna remove the fan. It's just 4 screws. Get a piece put in right here and then cut out the hole for it. And then I will carve it out 1/2 inch to clear this piece of wood that I put here. 75.5. By 25.5. I'm gonna knock a 1/4 inch off for this little, it's like tongue and groove. This foam board is very squeaky. I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be making all kinds of noise when I drive. If any of you have insulated your van with this foam board and it's like really squeaky and annoying, could you let me know? I'm just curious. I mean, it's too late now, but So since the roof has a curve to it, when I go to glue this stuff on, I'm gonna have to put some boards temporarily just to support the middle till the adhesive sets, you know. For now, I might just wedge something up underneath this so I can cut my hole. I'm just gonna mark the hole for now, actually. Just adding this foam is gonna really quiet the ride because this roof is so thin and acoustic, you know. All right, I'm gonna add 1 3/4 inches all the way around, and then somehow try to figure out how to cut only halfway through it. If I mess this up, it's really not the end of the world. I could always just glue in little pieces here and there. It's never going to get seen after I install the paneling on the ceiling. I do need it to sit flush though. Otherwise I'm going to have like a weird bump in my ceiling. There will be a trim ring around this that came with the Max fan, which I might paint black because I have black lights and stuff. We'll see. The fan itself is white, so either way there's going to be a difference there. I know there's like a hot knife or whatever that I could get. I just don't think I can really justify buying more tools that I don't really need if I can get along with what I got, you know. I plan on having a big tool sale when I'm done with this van. Selling it all. There's no sense in paying for a storage unit to keep this stuff when I ain't gonna use it for several years. If I get a job down the road where I need tools, I can just buy new ones. They're cheap enough. Especially the stuff I buy. Let's make a mess. Good and ugly. Let me see if it fits. Yeah. Gotta trim it a little bit right here. It's pretty ugly. So are all the other holes I cut and all the other foam. All right. Now I gotta glue it. I'm gonna wipe the dust off the ceiling with this slightly damp towel from yesterday. This one's a little drippy. It's been in this shop, so I don't think it's gotten too hot, but who knows. It goes quick too. I'm pretty much using this entire tube just on this one spot. It's crazy, it's so drippy. I gotta clean my floor now. Stupid. Yeah, that's the whole tube. I don't really have a good explanation for why I'm using this little spreader. I guess in my mind, if I can cover more surface area with the adhesive, it'll stick better, you know? My plan when I put the paneling on is to screw it to these roof supports with some nice decorative screws. I'm thinking brass, actually, for all the kind of hardware in here. Have like wood and brass. Should look pretty nice. And I'm relying on those screws to pretty much hold all the ceiling up, foam and panel. All right, I got a gluey mess on my floor and I stepped in it. Be right back. More of this automotive urethane that I've used on pretty much everything. Somehow the butyl tape kind of oozed out some more overnight, even though I cut it off yesterday. I'll go ahead and caulk the screws, I guess. Everybody else does. It's not like it's gonna be seen, you know. I don't plan on installing like one of those mounted ladders to this van. I'm just gonna get one of them collapsible ones, you know. Maybe someday I'll have to climb a tree to get my drone or something, so. Damn it. Got my finger right in it. Dumbass. And I'll caulk these, I guess. There's a rubber gasket that it sits in. Which I should just go ahead and caulk too, but then I would like never be able to remove the fan again. So there's a dome light here. And I don't know what used to be here, but there's the sticker about the dome light. But then there's like a couple of holes and a rivet that's been ground off and left all jagged looking. But that's in my way. I think I'm gonna just drill out those bottom 3 rivets and just kind of let it hang by the wires for now so I can finish insulating. Back here there's wires for the tail lights on both sides, so I'll just notch the foam to go around that. And I've used all my full sheets so far, so I'm just using extras back here. They're already cut to length. I've got 2 of these, so I'll do this piece and then make a skinny one to go fill the rest of it. And then there's this little metal lip, but I think I'll just kind of knife the foam and then try to just smash it up on there in one piece. Should work pretty well. Just like that. I just got to experience the benefits of this cheap vinyl floor that I installed, because a lot of this adhesive came out all drippy at first and got all over the floor, and I just wiped it up with the wet towel. So to hold the foam in place so the glue can set, because obviously it's, you know, sagging, I'm just going to use this U-Haul wood that I pulled off the sidewalls, and I'm going to temporarily brace it with that. I've got these 1.5" self-drilling lath screws like I used on the transition piece for the trunk, and looking at those and these, I think they'll go in and just be the right length and not poke through the roof. So, fingers crossed. Yep, it's working pretty good. If I accidentally drill through my roof, I'm gonna shit my pants. I'm just kidding. That should hold. So I'm planning on leaving it like this for like a week till I get around to doing interior stuff. Shop kitty. All right, it's a couple weeks later now. I'm going to insulate everything. I can take these off now that the adhesive's cured, and I'm going to remove these and punch them out. And after I put the foam board on the walls, I'm going to drill in from the other side through the foam. And then the plan was to reinstall these U-Haul boards the way that they were, but I've decided that it'd make more sense to mount them vertically like wall studs. So that's the new plan. I gotta try to find all of these on the floor because I plan on reusing them. Alright, now I'm going to clean the walls because they're like super dirty from all the work I've been doing. Just so the foam can like stick better. I'm going to start with the rear. I cut this piece, but I never like glued it on. I did a bad job cutting it too. Somebody asked me what adhesive I'm using for the foam, It's like the only one that says foam board on it. But it is minus 40 to 100 Fahrenheit. So, good enough. This stuff is like $4.70 something a tube, which is pretty cheap. I bought a whole 12 pack. It was like 57 something. You go through it pretty quick, I found. Like one sheet of foam is at least 2 tubes of caulk, so. I do want to go to Death Valley someday. I think that'd be kind of cool. There's that one town. It's like the hottest place on earth. They recorded like 140 there once or something. But I'm traveling with kitties, so I've got to always make sure my van is a safe temperature for them. Which I am strongly considering a split style AC unit. There are some that draw about 600 watts at 12 volt, which my power system is going to be definitely robust enough for that. Plus I have a generator. We'll see. So there's all those carriage bolts around the edges that I stuck the plywood on with. I'm gonna try to just kind of tap the foam to like dent them in there. It's actually working pretty good, surprisingly. All right, now I'm going to remove these. These were just temporary. It's been like 2 weeks since I did the ceiling, so. If the glue ain't stuck yet, it ain't gonna be, so. Okay, I'm gonna do this wall, why not? So, I did this piece vertically, just because I wanted to do the door area, but I think I'll do 4 foot horizontally, so you know it'll come down to here, and then I'll just do a bottom piece. So I just need my length I'm gonna go all the way to the back. Why not? Might as well, instead of piecing stuff in later. That'll be 73. Exactly. Yeah. Again, I left this open so I could access all the wiring and stuff, which I've already had to do for the taillights. And also, there's bolts right here holding that awning bracket on. So if I hadn't removed this piece of metal here, I would have never been able to install that awning unless I did like riv nuts or something like that. So yeah, no regrets. All right, next piece. I think I'll measure the full height of the sides of the wheel well and then just cut it out to that instead of like making 3 pieces. Well, maybe I should just make 3 pieces. I am a left-handed Pollock, so I should probably simplify as much as I can. Good game. All right, I'm gonna get some foam up in this area here. As much as I can squeeze in there anyway. Okay, so, I guess I'll just measure the height and then just piece in whatever I got. It's about 6.5. Okay, I'm quickly realizing there's no way I'm getting a 6.5 inch piece in that opening. That is not gonna work. Maybe if I cut it down, oops, shut the window. Maybe if I cut it down and just stuffed littler pieces in it. It actually comes with these little break points like that. Yeah, there's no way. I could just fill it with expanding foam too. That's kind of another option I was thinking about. I mean, I have this. This is about 2.25 width, 2.5 wide. So this foam is really not big enough to fit the opening. But yeah, there's no way. Well, we'll come back to that. I'll figure something out. All right, here's where we're at so far with the insulation. I am building my bed and then I'm going to insulate under it. So, you know, that area will be insulated to the inside as well, but the garage area won't be. Still got to do the front wall. I'm building cabinets along the top. And for this curvy part, I'm either going to have the foam board on the wall go up as high as I can get it before it kind of starts curving out, and then piece in the rest, or I'm going to build my cabinets there and then either stuff like spun fiberglass in there or use expanding foam for that. So I could get like 2 cans of spray foam for about $9 for this, but I'm stubborn and I want to use all the scraps of this foam that I already bought. I have all of this. And if I put the 1.5 inch and the 1 inch together, it's the perfect thickness. So I'm just cutting up smaller pieces so I can fit them in there. It's not going to be perfect, but gonna be good enough. So for these roof supports, I need to insulate them too, just for condensation. And I went to 3 hardware stores and a Walmart trying to find air duct wrap. It's basically this is pipe wrap, but bigger and cheaper. And this is the best that I could find. I bought that stuff in the past. I don't know if it's like a seasonal thing or what. But this is just a thin piece of foam with adhesive on one side and foil on the other. And I bought 4 rolls at 15 feet each. It's a little bit too narrow for what I'm trying to do because I want to go around the whole support. just for condensation. I'm not like trying to fill these with spray foam or anything crazy like that. But what I might do is just pretty much put this stuff over any bare metal that I can put it on. Yeah, I went to Lowe's, Menards, and Home Depot, and they did not have the air duct wrap. It's made by Thermal King or whatever. It's supposed to be like in the weather strip aisle. I checked the weather strip aisle, the insulation aisle, the HVAC. I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, yeah, there's like Reflectix and stuff everywhere, but I would have had to glue that, you know. And this is an actual foam. It's not just like bubble wrap. Reflectix is great for like your windows, but it's not really like insulating, you know. I'm putting paneling on the ceiling and I'm screwing it to these supports, and I'm using some nice decorative screws. So what I'll do is I'll put one full strip on each of these, and then I'll have to cut like a strip in half for this little bit on the back. I could just lay it flat, I guess, like this, and then curl it up the sides. Maybe that's the way to go, just for, so I use less product. That would leave maybe a 1/4 inch of exposed metal all around, but better than nothing. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. Kind of looks better too, honestly. And then what I can do now, just for fun, because I have some, I have foil air duct tape. I love this stuff. Everybody knows what this is, you know? You can just get this stuff anywhere. You just go to the like HVAC section of the store, buy all the other like actual duct tape. So my main concern with insulating the van is heat. After I pay off all my debt and get the hell out of Nebraska, I really don't plan on being in super cold temperatures. I like the winter. I do want to spend some winters in like Utah or Nevada, or, you know, I don't need to be in like quartzite every winter. I don't mind the cold a little bit, but like the super cold, like below zero stuff, I really don't plan on being in any of that. And same with the 100-degree stuff too. I don't need to be in extreme heat either. But even on like a 70-degree day, your vehicle can get up to like 90 something. And I have kitties, you know, gotta keep them safe. So really I'm just trying to keep the heat out. I got a lot of comments on I should have insulated the floor. I am putting a diesel heater in here, and I'm gonna make all the vents along the floor. So all the heat will blow out across the floor and heat rises, you know, that's kind of the plan. I do want to go to like the Yukon and Alaska and BC and all that. So I mean, I will be in cold areas, but not like because I have to. And anymore, it's like there's more heat than cold in the world. Ever since the Industrial Revolution, you really can't ignore the facts. But condensation is a big deal. And I'm just putting paneling for my ceiling. But like, I don't want it to get stained, you know. That would be stupid. And I'll be cooking in here. I'll do most of my cooking outside, but if it's like windy or something, you know. I also really like using my slow cooker. So on like nice cool rainy days or something, I'll be making like stews or chilies or something. Which is why I got the Max fan instead of like a rooftop AC unit. Ventilation is more important. I don't know, what are your thoughts on this? Again, I've spent a lot of time in my Buick, but I've never lived in a van. I am new to all of this. But I've been dealing with extreme temperatures and apartment maintenance for a long time. And in the winter time, I get nothing but work orders for people's windows freezing up and frosting and pipes freezing. So in the like northern plains states, so like the Dakotas, Montana, Nebraska, we get what's called a polar vortex every winter, usually in January. I think this year it might be a little later than that, like March or something. But we get like -30, -40 wind chills, and the ambient temperature drops to like 20 below for a couple weeks every year. And I've seen, like, I've dealt with a lot of frozen pipes. I've had people's windows completely just be blocks of ice and freeze shut, and then when the stuff melts, it creates mold and all kinds of issues. I've also seen like actually inside walls where 2x4s will just totally freeze and frost up. And that is one of the reasons why I'm going to do the wall studs the way that I'm about to do them. And that's the thing that I'm going to do next. I'll show you. But if you are going to be in some sort of extreme cold, freezing temperature, you really don't want to just mount 2x4s to the walls, because they will frost. And then when they thaw, you're gonna have kind of a mess. This winter coming up, I am going to live in my van as soon as it's done. So in a couple months, I'll be living in this. But I want to see if I can survive in this thing in those like extreme below zero temps, just to see if I can do it. I'm not gonna be like doing it for fun or because I want to, but just to really test this thing. Like all the extremes that I would ever face as far as weather, I can experience right here in Nebraska. So I'm gonna thoroughly test my van build before I even hit the road. And I'll show you all that. I look forward to it. I'm really excited to use my wood stove, because that will be fun. I dream about just chilling in here in the van with the nice fire going on the wood stove, maybe a chili or something in the crock pot, drink some tea, have a nice blizzard going on. I have another window I'm putting over here behind the kitchen, like behind the kitchen sink. It's just a little one. But I need to get some really good window coverings, like insulated ones. And I want them to like Velcro on or magnet on to the, you know, I want some nice stuff. They're pretty expensive. There's companies that make them. I've looked into it, and it's nice stuff. I might just have to invest in that. I could make my own. People do that. My mom has, you know, a sewing machine and stuff. That's gonna be one of the last things I do. All those little finishing touches like that. So back here I've stuffed as much foam as I can fit in here. So I've got 1.5 inches plus 1 inch in here. And then over here there's a wire for the third brake light. So I ended up taking the 1 inch piece and like shaving it in half. So I've got it all like as flush and on there as good as I can. I'm gonna just go ahead and put the foil tape on there. There's really no reason to add any more insulation to the metal because it's full of it. But to keep this stuff from falling out. And the foil tape kind of stops any air gap, or, you know, makes it airtight, I mean, which really is pointless as well because the van is airtight, but I don't know. I'm just gonna make it look pretty, basically. All right, so on the sides of the back door, I went ahead with the pipe wrap and then I sealed it with the foil tape. Down here with the U-Haul, and this is something you should know about, there is, I don't know if you can see it, there is exposure to the ground in there. And I need to seal that. I can do it from underneath with something, but I'm gonna leave this exposed for now, or opened up so I can access it. I'll probably put some spray foam in there and then some seam sealer or some caulk or something. And then up here for this area. I could go get some 1/2-inch foam and put it in there, but I'm gonna go ahead with the pipe wrap because I have it. I need to clean this up first, and then this little area back here is a pretty big void. I'm gonna get some 1.5-inch foam and stick it up in there. And then I'll tape all that off. Up in the front, I'm going to get some pipe wrap up inside this one. They put this one upside down, which is kind of weird. And then it makes the roof have like it's flat here, but then it's curved on the other supports. It's kind of funky. But anyway, I'm going to seal this. And then this area here, I'm not doing that yet because like I said, I'm building some cabinets up here. I'm gonna get those cabinets done and then insulate that after the fact. Make sure you sweep out your U-Haul, you know, save 25 bucks. All right, I'm gonna insulate these wheel wells now. And I'm gonna use the foam. I'm doing the 1-inch on the sides. I already cut it all. And then 1.5 inches on the top. I plan on putting my water tank here and my batteries on the other side. So I want the batteries to not get too cold for one, but I also want kind of like as much like cushion as I can put on these because, you know, just to protect from all the road vibration and whatever. So, and I'm just trying to use up all the foam that I bought. So yeah, this is my last tube. So I kind of bought the perfect amount of everything actually. I think I won't bother with the spreader for this because then I have to clean it. I'll tape around the edges just for fun. I kind of decided last minute that I should insulate this too while I'm doing everything else. So I cut a piece of 1-inch and then I used the dovetail that it comes with and then just trimmed the back side of it off to give it that angle that it needs. But I'm all out of glue. But I have some of this. It's like carpet adhesive tape or whatever, carpet tape. So I'm just going to use that. It'll work good enough for such a tiny little thing such as this, you know. I could put the pipe wrap on this too, and it would have been good enough. This stuff's pretty old. It's not going to be easy to get the backing off. That wasn't too bad, actually. All right, now for the sides, I'm just going to just stick a piece on there like that. Trace it out. Not bad. I'll put the carpet tape on the piece. That way it sticks to like the edges of the other foam too. Seems smart. Things like the wheel tubs and this fuel filler thing. I'm gonna check on the outside before I'm all done with the van and just see if any of it needs to be like recocked or sealed up. That would be smart. Anything that's, you know, could ever be a potential leak. Be something to kind of check now before it causes me any issues down the road. It's not that hard to do. Underneath this portion of the box is going to be my gray water tank. I'm putting a 15-gallon tank under there. I got one that's almost the right size. It's a little longer than I wanted it to be. So it's going to kind of run into this fuel filler. So hopefully I can make that work and look good. Stuff likes to stick to my Band-Aids. It's kind of annoying. Here's all the foam I got left. I have just enough of the 1 inch to do the front of the box. So that's the plan for that. I want to show you guys this RV cover real quick because I'm really happy with it so far. I got it on Amazon and it's like the only one that showed a Chevy but I think it'll fit a Ford too. But it's like reflective on one side, you know, black on the inside. It's got magnets here, and then here it kind of goes around your door. And it's got little straps that go around the mirrors too. But it's pretty nice. I like it. And I think it was like 30 something, 32 bucks. I'll put a link if I can find it. But yeah, it's fits the van pretty good. Just kind of put the wipers on it there to hold it on. And yeah, it blocks all the sun, keeps it cooler in there. Obviously you wouldn't want to leave this on like if it's really windy or raining, but I plan on getting you know, window covers for the inside too for days like that. Or if I'm just doing like an overnight, you know, at a truck stop or whatever, I could, you know, I wouldn't put this on. This would be more for like at camp, but it's pretty decent. I'm working on the wall studs right now, but in order to get the video out by Saturday, I'm gonna have to put that on the next one. I somehow managed to make an 1.5-hour video out of a fan and some insulation, but I feel like I need to show some stuff more in depth, and I'm just tired of making time lapses with terrible music over them. I'm pretty excited though. We're getting ready to do the inside. It's gonna be cool, and I have a lot to show you. I did meet up with my friend. We're building that frame for the solar panels. Gonna get that done. Then I'm gonna do the ceiling. I'm gonna build my bed, frame everything out. Got that window for the other side. Lots of cool stuff to come. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.